In today's practice, we're going to do a practice that I've called um, rapid shift to freedom. Freedom, and the freedom refers to freedom from a difficult emotion. So this is a meditation, but it's also a very practical way of dealing with a difficult emotion that is overwhelming us. So I'm going to move through it quite quickly, just to give you an idea how quickly you can shift from a difficult emotion. And the end is this sense of open awareness, which feels like a sense of freedom from the difficult emotion or state. So what I'm going to do, this can work for any kind of difficult emotion or any kind of mental state that is troubling us. But I'm going to today be specific, and we're going to work with anxiety, because anxiety is something that we all can experience. I mean, anxiety is a natural part of life. It just is. We sometimes are fed this narrative that anxiety and stress are bad, but they're not. I mean, think about it. Every living organism on the planet has to experience some kind of stress in order to grow. Like think of even a seed of a plant. It has to have this stress to be able to stretch up above the soil. And I know plants don't have feelings, but I'm sure that is not a very, if they did have feelings, that wouldn't be terribly comfortable. So every organism on the planet needs stress in order to grow, to become themselves. So remember, meditation is not about trying to eradicate stress or anxiety. It's just changing our relationship to it. That's what it is. And God, even saying that feels like a sense of relief. You know, that we don't have to eradicate stress and anxiety. It's impossible. We just can learn how to shift our relationship to it. So what we'll do in the meditation today, there's 5 stages to this. And we're going to move from really identifying with anxiety, to then ending up with this sense of open awareness, where anxiety is actually welcome, which is quite radical. Okay, let's get settled for our meditation. Ask everybody to mute themselves if they can. And that's it. We're just settling. We're just arriving. And whenever you're ready, when it feels okay to do so, just gently closing your eyes. The first thing I invite you to notice are any sounds that you might hear. So in mindfulness, it's not about actually naming the sounds. It's more that we're just opening up our awareness as if we were listening to a piece of music, where the sounds are this tapestry that are just rising and falling away. Try to have no preference for one sound over another. Not adding any meaning to a certain sound. It's just something that's rising and falling. And you'll notice that listening in this way is completely effortless. It's not as if you're turning on listening or turning on your ears. Listening is just happening. And you're choosing to be aware of it. And then you can just let your attention settle on that next inhale. And then that next exhale. And just gently follow the cycle of the breath for a few moments. Not making the breath happen. It's happening all on its own. You're just following the rising and falling of it. So these two aspects of mindfulness of sounds, mindfulness of breath, are just helping us to settle and arrive here. That's all. Now, for the practice, I want you to call to mind something in your life, some experience that's causing you anxiety. We're just going to sit with it for 4 or 5 minutes. But think of something that's causing you some stress or anxiety, and like a guest, just let it be here for now. So see that experience that's causing you the anxiety. Maybe see if other characters are involved or scenarios. Let yourself plug into the energy of it. Connect to it and really identify with the anxiety. And say silently to yourself, I am anxious. And notice how your body feels right now, or your mind, when you say, I am anxious. Does it make the chest or parts of the body contract or tighten? Does it make the mind become uneasy, unsettled? Just notice, observe when you say, I am anxious. What's the felt sense of that? We want to take one step back. And I invite you to say silently, I am aware of feeling anxious. I am aware of feeling anxious. going to take one step back even further. Silently say, I am aware that part of me feels anxious. I am aware that part of me feels anxious. Now notice, has there been any shift in how your body feels, how your mind feels? Now that you're aware that only part of you experiences anxiety. Now, if you acknowledge that, you're also acknowledging that part of you is free from anxiety right now. Let's call that part open awareness. And you'll notice that open awareness and anxiety are not separate. In fact, when you can experience open awareness, there's room for anxiety or whatever to be there, to be here. This open space, open awareness. And what you've done is just taken steps backwards, making this shift to freedom from being over-identified with anxiety to now being in this open, aware space where anxiety is here, but it's not who you are. It's just something that is here. And maybe even in this sense of freedom, you can say anxiety is welcome. I don't have to resist it or fight it. It's here. And if you can, just resting in this bigger space of open awareness. Just resting there. Breathing there. We're just going to rest here in this place of open awareness for a few more minutes. There's one more thing I want to drop into the meditation. No feeling is final. No feeling is final. It won't be like this forever. And in this space of open awareness, there's room for it all to be. So let's just rest and relax for a few minutes in silence. In this open awareness. And aware of your breath. Be aware that you're breathing into your body. Aware that you're breathing out of your body. Aware that you're resting in your body. And take a couple of deeper breaths. And whenever you're ready, just opening your eyes and coming back into the room that you're sitting in.